Hey guys, it's Aegis here, and today I'm going to do a premium deck profile. I think most of you know about this deck already from other videos, and I also uploaded mine. So it's about kagero. So this build is very interesting, and also show you how scary premium can be. So let's quickly start with the deck profile, because once we enter this key, then you will know what deck it is. So first I'm running 4 of the Dragonic Playmaster. He's the card from the new set, and what he do is actually changing the game quite a bit in premium format, not much in standard. But let's talk about his skill. First, if your opponent has no regard, then he will get 5k and also a crit. Very simple skill. Only activate when he's Vanguard, but still very important. Second skill is the active skill. If you have the grade 1 and grade 2 Violent Strike pair, which I will show you very soon, then you Soul Blast at grade 3 and discard 2 cards. Then you retire all of your opponent regards, and then what you do is you generate this token out of nowhere, put it onto your regard circle, and during the turn that token will be retired. So this token you got is basically like a clone grade 3 without much skill, but one skill is this card's pedal will also do a drive checks, and because he got a twin drive marker, so he will be doing twin drive as well as a regard, and we will tell you why this token is broken in premium if you manage to do it. If not, it's just like a normal kagero deck. So but this card, as long as you got a grade 3 in soul, and then if you got the Violent Strike pair, then not talking about the token, you can still wipe the board and get 5k and a crit by the auto skill. So permanent skill, I should say, permanent skill. Still very good enough. And even though if you can't activate the second skill, as long as you can clean your opponent's board, he can still be an 18k 1 crit. So not bad at all. And then next, I'm running this guy, Shine Bardish Dragon, something like that. Why I'm putting 1? Because when he appears as a Vanguard Regard by Soul Blasting 1, then look at the top 7 card of your deck and select up to 1 Dragonic Playmaster, review it and add to your hand, shuffle your deck, and then during the turn this card will get 5k power. So because Dragonic Playmaster is your key, so I'm putting this guy in just in case you want to try searching, because I'm not running Grade 3 Searcher as a starter. So, and he also get 5k, so it's not a bad idea at all. And he also got a force gift, so you can still place a force marker even if you ride him. And you normally don't want your Playmaster to be your first ride, because he need to Soul Blast a grade 3, and he's one of your options. And then next, I'm running 4 of the Dauntless Drive Dragon. If you play Vanguard long enough, then you should know about this guy. It's a break ride unit, limit break 4, so you need to ride on him when you're on 4 damage or higher, unless you have those limit break removal grade 1s, which I don't have any in this deck because you don't actually need that. So the skill is, when a grade 3 is riding on this card, when you're on 4 or higher damage, then select your Vanguard, get 10k power, and the next skill, by discarding 3 cards after this unit attack finish, during the turn, if this unit has not standard before you activate this skill. Then you discard 3 cards and then stand this unit. So basically it's just like Overlord at the end, something like that. To basically you attack. After you attack, discard 3 cards and stand him, and you can do attack again. And because as a break ride, you get the tanky power. So for example, if you use Donut Drive, break riding on Blade Master, your Blade Master activates skill to clean the board. Then he already can swing for 28k with 2 crits, which is scary enough when you still got a token can do Dream Drive. So this is scary, and I'll show you why Donut Drive Dragon is needed in this deck very soon. And then on grade 2s, I'm running first up 4 Berserk Dragon, just because he can retire something, and if you run on a Vanguard he can draw, and he can be a 13k attacker, nothing much. Then the grade 2 Fire and Strike. Grade 2 is a new card from the new set again. So he's one of the pair needed for Blade Master. His skill is when this card appears from hand by counterblasting 1, then you can search for the grade 1 Fire and Strike and call it to the regard circle and then shuffle your deck. So as soon as you got him, you got a grade 1 basically, unless you don't have the counterblast. And then during the battle of this card, if your opponent do not have any regard, they can not call normal unit to Guardian Circle, so they can only call trigger units basically, and probably protects, which is kind of strong late game because you always wipe board with Blade Master, and he will get enough power to make sure your opponent to guard a lot. And then I'm running 2 of these Dragonic. You can basically put any kind of grade 2 you want here for this slot, but I'm picking this guy because there are times that I put him as a regard, and then my Vanguard might be Donut Stripe or maybe Blade Master, and I'm not ready to clean the board yet. Then his skill become useful, because during a turn, if you have a grade 3 regard, he will get tanky power. So as long as you have 2 grade 3s on the field, he's a 20k attacker, and then with the force marker, which we will be using 2 here, you can still do like early rush with a 20k with crit attack. If you got trigger, then even better. That's why I'm putting him in. So let's put these guys here. In the great ones, basic package, Elmo, and then Sabel Dragonic. Basically what they hear is to counter charge and keep drawing cards when you retire, so that you can switch your hand and get the parts that you need. Also Elmo is a very good booster. Sabel Dragonic as a Vanguard, attack hits can draw 1, so nothing much to say. And then I'm running 4 of the grade 1 Fire and Strike. So the skill is during your turn, if your opponent don't have any regards, this guy will get 5k power, so he will be a 13k attacker, booster or attacker if you want. If this card is boosting the grade 2 Fire and Strike, and the attack hits by counterblasting 1, you draw 1 card and soul charge 1. So just 13 and 9, you're already hitting 22k. That's kind of a little bit weird power against other force, because they are 13k and you are 1k short, but against protect, against XL, you're hitting the key numbers. So that's good enough, because you normally don't want this guy boosting him and hit, because by counterblasting one you can draw one card and soul charge one, so your opponent won't want to see that, because the soul charging, you might actually put a grade 3 in there, and if you have to ride a Playmaster first and then you soul charge a grade 3 in, then you can just do your thing without riding next turn. So could be crazy, but this combo is great, and they are the key to activate your Playmaster. Then lastly, I'm running 2 of the strike folder, because usually you need to strike for once first before you actually doing your thing, which I will explain very soon as well. And then into triggers, I'm running 8 stands, 4 draws, and 4 heals. The reason why I don't need crits here is because of Force 2. Force 2 gives your Vanguard or Regard a crit, so you don't actually need to put more crit trigger. And stand triggers is what key in the deck, because this token is a Regard, so as long as this card attack or your Vanguard attack, as long as you get a stand trigger, you can stand the token, and then your token can attack again and it can do a chain drive again, which is very strong. And as long as you ride on a Blade Master, place a Force 2 marker is a Regard circle, and then make this guy in, then he can at least be a 13k with crit attacker for so many times if you're lucky, because of the stands. And the reason that why I'm using these 2 stands is because one, this card, as long as you retire one of your opponent's Regard, then you can activate a skill, give a unit 10k power, and then this guy will go back to the deck, which helps the token to become a 23k attacker. And this trigger, as long as your Vanguard become blazed, you can put this card back to the bottom of the deck, draw a card, and then select a unit, get 5k, and then shuffle your deck. So these 2 returns to your deck. This give 10k power, this give 5k and a draw. So both are key. If you saw my video, I've been using another stand trigger, because by the time I couldn't find enough of these, so I was trying to put other blaze stand triggers in, but because that requires Vanguard to hit in order to activate the skill, so after a few testing, I feel it's not effective compared to these guys, so I find them back, put them in, which is a lot better. And because we got the draw trigger PG here, so we have more space in grade 1s, so I can put like strike orders in to make sure I have the resources. But do note that these stand triggers are old triggers, so they can only give 5k if you drive check into them, so it's best if you can get GB1 first to activate these skills, give them enough power so you can hit bigger. Then next, about the G zone, which I have not been talking about for a long time. So first I'm running 4 of the Swegenberg, very old friend, because he can withstand and he got a blaze ability, even though it's not matter that much, and you can soul last one to and then do a personal flip and retire a Regard, which activates one of the stands. So he's still great, even though, like, if you have been used up the skills and you don't have another grade 3 to ride, you can at least still drop a strike folder or grade 2 or grade 1 and then strike into him to do a restand attack. So he's still strong. And then I'm running one of Dragma, just because Dragma is Dragma, as long as you do the ultimate strike, counterblast 2, you wipe the board, drop their hands, and change the Vanguard, and probably you might have a chance to downgrade them from grade 3 to something else. So he's still strong, and you normally won't need to use Dragma, but just a backup. And then I'm running 2 of the Guild Guard, I think it's called. It's the new Nation Dragon. In first skill is when you first skill is a stride, and then the G-Zone skill, as long as this card is face up, you can stride without paying the cost, but this card cannot be flipped face up by card ability, so you need to stride him first, and his stride is similar to ultimate stride by discarding the same name card as the Vanguard. So not that easy to actually get him to come out early, but if you can, then you can save a lot of striding cost. And then next skill is to counterblast 2 and soul blast 1. During this turn, this unit can attack all of your opponent's units in one battle, and then get 10k, and you also get a skill as long as this card attack hits, you can counter charge 1. So helps you basically to wipe your opponent's board at the same time to fully counter charge your damage, which you can do a lot of things next turn. The reason why I'm running 2 is because there are times that I need to strike into him first because I don't want to get into Sugenberg, but I still want to do like free striding afterwards, so I do that. Maybe I need to use the skill, maybe I'm not, but then I'm giving myself another option that if I need to wipe the board, I have the card here. It's not like other Nation Dragons that you usually just need 1. Kagero is best if you can have 2 of the red Nation Dragons here, but if you only got 1, then you just need to be careful when to use it. But if you have 2, I would suggest you to put 2 in. And then I'm running 4 of the Dumbjit. It's the new grade 4. So he also got a blaze skill, and then when he appears, counter blast 1 and flip 1 G-Zone card face up, which is any card except the new Nation Dragons. Then you retire 1 of your opponent regards, and then for each sentinel in your drop zone, this card will get 15k power. And then the next skill is once per turn, whenever your opponent plays a sentinel or G Guardian, if this card is in blaze, you can stand it, and during the turn you will get -1 drive. So as long as you got like 4 PGs or even like 2 PGs in, he get like big number and an attack, or even if your regards attack, as long as your opponent plays a G Guardian or Sentinel, then you can stand this unit. But do note that when you attack with this guy, usually you got 3 drives, but if your opponent used a G Guard or a PG and you decided to stand this guy, you are already losing 1 drive at that time, because you are standing your unit before you drive yet, so you only get like 2 chain drive. So do be careful when you use him. But I have to say, this card is very easy to use, so he can basically get into any Kagero decks and do big things. And then for G-Guard, I'm running 3 Griffins, because he's always your best friend. Just counter blasting 1, you can kill the attacking unit without worrying how high the power is. For example, Grand Blue, they got Skull Dragon, which hits you back, so if you don't want to flank, just call him out, counter blast 1 and get rid of it. unless they can reborn the Skull Dragon again, then you might decide to take a hit. Or if you have another heal, then you can just call another Griffin and kill it. And then I'm running this guy just because he can be very defensive with high defense power, just by counterblasting one. When your opponent Vanguard attacking your Vanguard, then you pay the cost. Then as long as they got one anti-circle, you get 10k shield. If they got two anti-circle, you got 20k shield. Because you're always trying to wipe the board, so I don't expect them to have like a lot of fielded circles, so he might be useful sometimes. And I'm running, well, the old G-Guardian that if your opponent has 4 or less regards during the battle, this card will get 5k shield. I was trying to run the flipping one, but I don't always see the target that I want to burn, so I think it's even better just to play something simple without using your Soul Blast, without your Counter Blast, so that you can save costs for your big guys. So usually the ideal situation is you first ride into your bonus drive, and if you got this guy, you can call him, then Soul Blast, look for this, save it, and you probably would need to save this if you only got one copy until you ride into this. And if you are going second and your opponent didn't Grey Suck you, then you can stride into this or this, which doesn't matter because all you need is GB1. So he can do, because if you want your attack to hit, ride him, because you are trying to force your opponent not to use any Sentinel, not to use any G-Guard unless they want to, which will stand you, so they will try not to. And then Swigenberg, you can just, if you lack of Counter Blast or something, and you haven't got GB3, then you can just Soul Blast one person of flip and kill something. But if you want to save it for the restand GB3, then do it. And then next turn, if you got G-Guard, then you G-Guard. If not, then just try to protect yourself and make sure you get the break ride situation, and then you ride into him, put it here. Then your next move is make sure you call him out and put this guy here, which then you Soul Blast and discard whatever 2 cards, and your token is here. Then what you do next is, if you have this guy in hand, then you don't use this skill first, you call him. If you have 2, then you call 2, and then you do that, and then this guy will go back and give all the power here. That's what you do. And if you got this guy, then you can call after you do all the retiring and put it here. And as long as you start entering your battle phase, before you attack, you put this in, give 5k, draw a card, and then start attacking. But you will need to first to start attacking with this guy first, not your Vanguard. So you attack. So the most craziest situation is you got stand here, and maybe even just another stand, whatever. So he stays here, and then you attack again. Then maybe you get something random here, whatever, and then your Vanguard attacks. And this time you might got a stand again, and you can stand him out, and just whatever. And then you discard 3 cards and stand this guy again. And then you attack again. If you got stands, then you stand. If not, just rest it. and then this guy attacks again, and if you got a stand, then you stand. So the best thing about this combo is you are doing chain drive 3 times, so you are basically doing 6 drive tracks. And if you put 8 stand triggers and you make sure you put them all back before you attack, the chances that you get stand triggers is quite high, and as long as you can stand him for like 2 or 3 times, you basically got the game. So just kind of fun and easy. So that basically is the deck. Thanks for watching, and I'm also trying to test a little bit more other premium decks which I have in mind. Yeah, basically. So do let me know some of the clans that you want to see. There are clans that I don't have, so I can't actually make those, or there are clans that I'm lacking of resources and I can't make those, but do let me know and see if I can get something up and test it. I've been already testing Mega Colony, Dimension Police, and this, so I might be doing more premium deck profiles. While this set just came out a little bit in slightly before the next set, which is Dimension Police, Aqua Force, and Grand Blue. After that set comes out, I might turn back to standard a little bit more. But I do get my DN and Messiah deck ready, so I will do deck profile on those as well. I'll see how I schedule my videos and how I got time to record them. Maybe if I can, I will put 1 premium, 1 standard within a week. If not, then they just got to wait until I got the time to do them. But I think this video is long enough. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.